Hello and good morning. Well, I haven't been to bed yet, but I'm sure most people coming on it will probably be morning for. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful morning or night. When nobody's here, of course, I just kind of ramble on a little bit, but I will start reading the Bible. And let's see. Maybe I'll start a poll. Okay. So I am going to be reading Proverbs from the Complete Jewish Bible. I've just discovered this, so I'm kind of feeling it out. Okay. Going to make this a little bit bigger so I can see it easier. The Proverbs of Shlomo, the son of David, king of Israel, are for learning about wisdom and discipline, for understanding words, expressing deep insight, for gaining an intelligently disciplined life, doing what is right, just, and fair, for endowing with caution those who don't think, and the young person with knowledge and discretion. Someone who is already wise will hear and learn still more. Someone who already understands will gain the ability to counsel well. He will understand proverbs, obscure expressions, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The fear of Adonai is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. My son, heed the discipline of your father, and do not abandon the teaching of your mother. They will be a garland to grace your head, a medal of honor for your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, don't go along with them. Suppose they say, "Come with us, we'll ambush somebody and kill him. We'll waylay some harmless soul just for fun. We'll swallow him alive like Sheol whole, like those who descend the pit. We'll find everything he has of value. We'll fill our homes with loot. Throw in your lot with us, we'll share a common purse." My son, don't go along with them. Don't set foot on their path. Their feet run to evil, they rush to shed blood. For in vain is the net baited. If any bird can see it, rather they are ambushing themselves to shed their own blood, waylaying themselves. So are the ways of all greedy for gain. It takes the lives of those who get it. Hang on just a sec. I'm going to ask my kids to quiet down a bit. Just asked them to close the door. Do you mind closing the door? Thank you, honey. I love to hear them laughing and giggling, but it might be a little distracting in the video. Wisdom calls aloud in the open air and raises her voice in the public places. She calls out at street corners. My screen just jumped on me. She calls out at street corners and speaks out at entrances to city gates. How long, you whose lives have no purpose, will you love thoughtless living? How long will scorners find pleasure in mocking? How long will fools hate knowledge? Repent when I reprove. I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you, because you refused when I called, and no one paid attention when I put out my hand. But instead you neglected my counsel and would not accept my reproof. I, in turn, will laugh at your distress and mock when terror comes over you. Yes, when terror overtakes you like a storm, and your disaster approaches like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble assail you, then they will call me, but I won't answer. They will seek me earnestly, but they won't find me. because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Adonai. They refused my counsel and despised my reproof. So they will bear the consequences of their own way and be overfilled with their own schemes. For the aimless wandering of the thoughtless will kill them, and the smug overconfidence of fools will destroy them. But those who pay attention to me will live securely, untroubled by fear of misfortune. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? And I will continue on to Proverbs 2. My son, if you will receive my words and store my commands inside you, paying attention to wisdom, inclining your mind toward understanding. Yes, if you will call for insight and raise your voice for discernment, if you seek it as you would silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of Adonai and find knowledge of God. For Adonai gives wisdom, from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up common sense for the upright, is a shield to those whose conduct is blameless, in order to guard the courses of justice and preserve the way of those faithful to him. Then you will understand righteousness, justice, fairness, and every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, knowledge will be enjoyable for you, and discretion will watch over you, and discernment will guard you. They will save you from the way of evil, and from those who speak deceitfully, who leave the paths of honesty to walk the ways of darkness, who delight in doing evil and take joy in being stubbornly deceitful, from those whose tracks are twisted and whose paths are perverse. They will save you from a woman who is a stranger, from a loose woman with smooth talk, who abandons the ruler she had in her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. Her house is sinking toward death, her paths lead to the dead. None who go to her return. They never regain the path of life. They never regain the path to life. Thus you will walk on the way of good people and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, the pure-hearted will remain there, but the wicked will be cut off from the land, the unfaithful rooted out of it. Proverbs 3. My son, don't forget my teaching. Keep my commands in your heart, for they will add to you many days, years of life and peace. Do not let grace and truth leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and esteem in the sight of God and of people. Trust in Adonai with all your heart. Do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him. Then he will level your paths. I wanted to say, he will make your path straight. Did you guys sing that in church the way I did? Don't be conceited about your own wisdom, but fear Adonai and turn from evil. This will bring health to your body and give strength to your bones. Honor Adonai with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your income. Then your granaries will be filled and your vats overflow with new wine. My son, don't despise Adonai's discipline or resent his reproof, for Adonai corrects those he loves like a father who delights in his son. Hang on just a sec, I gotta get a little drink here. Wet the whistle. How are you guys doing today? On my prophecy live last night, I had a lot of people, but not very many people seemed up for talking. And I find that to be pretty common in my lives. A lot of people just like to watch and not participate. And if I'm honest, I usually don't say a whole lot when I watch lives either. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your day. And I am reading Proverbs. And this is from the Complete Jewish Bible. I've just started exploring this Bible. So far, so good. I like to do the side-by-side or the parallel, as it's called, to check and make sure everything matches up. Okay, so this is Proverbs 4. Listen, children, to a father's instruction. Pay attention in order to gain insight. For I am giving you good advice, so don't abandon my teaching. For I too was once a child to my father, and my mother too thought of me as her special darling. He too taught me. He said to me, let your heart treasure my words, keep my commands, and live, gain wisdom, gain insight. Don't forget or turn from the words I am saying. Don't abandon wisdom, then she will preserve you. Love her, and she will protect you. The beginning of wisdom is get wisdom. That's interesting. I gotta pull this up on a parallel and see what it says compared to the Geneva is a good one. Let's see. Okay, so 7. It says the beginning of wisdom is get wisdom. And in the Geneva Bible it says, wisdom is the beginning, get wisdom therefore, and above all thy possessions get understanding. And we can also then check it in the King James. Here we go. So in King James, verse 7 says, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. So in the Complete Jewish Bible, kind of made me chuckle, it said, the beginning of wisdom is get wisdom. It's kind of cute. Okay, and then I will close these and continue on reading. Cherish her, and she will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will bring you honor. She will give your head a garland of grace, bestow on you a crown of glory. Listen, my son, receive what I say, and the years of your life will be many. I'm directing you on the way of wisdom, guiding you in paths of uprightness. When you walk, your step won't be hindered, and if you run, you won't stumble. Hold fast to discipline, don't let it go, guard it, for it is your life. Don't follow the path of the wicked or walk on the way of evildoers. Avoid it, don't go on it, turn away from it, and pass on. For they can't sleep if they haven't done evil. They are robbed of sleep unless they make someone fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, shining even brighter until full daylight. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They don't even know what makes them stumble. My son, pay attention to what I am saying. Incline your ear to my words. Don't let them out of your sight. Keep them deep in your heart, for they are life to those who find them and health to their whole being. Above everything else, guard your heart, for it is the source of life's consequences. Keep crooked speech out of your mouth. Banish deceit from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze on what lies in front of you. Level the path for your feet. Let all your ways be properly prepared. Then deviate neither right nor left, and keep your foot far from evil. Moving on to Proverbs 5 after I get a little drink. Good morning. How are you doing today? I'm not sure if you're the one that voted that you're just getting up early, or either way, I hope you're having a good day. And I will continue on Proverbs 5. Again, this is in the Complete Jewish Bible that I've just started exploring. I have a bit of a cold, so please excuse my clearing my throat. My son, pay attention to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, so that you will preserve discretion and your lips keep watch over knowledge. For the lips of a woman who is a stranger drop honey. Her mouth is smoother than oil, but in the end she is as bitter as wormwood, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to Sheol. She doesn't walk the level path of life. Her course wanders all over, but she doesn't know it. So now, children, listen to me. Don't turn away from what I am saying. Distance your way from her. Stay far from the door of her house, so that you won't give your vigor to others, and your years to someone who is cruel. So strangers won't be filled with your strength, and what you worked for go to a foreign house. Then when your flesh and bones have shrunk, at the end of your life, you would moan, "How I hated discipline. My whole being despised reproof. I ignored what my teachers said. I didn't listen to my instructors. I took part in almost every kind of evil, and the whole community knew it." Drink the water from your own cistern, fresh water from your own well. Let what your springs produce be dispersed outside, streams of water flowing in the streets. But let them be for you alone, and not for strangers with you. Let your fountain, the wife of your youth, be blessed. Find joy in her, a lovely deer, a graceful fawn. Let her breast satisfy you at all times. Always be infatuated with her love. My son, why be infatuated with an unknown woman? Why embrace the body of a loose woman? For Adonai is watching a man's ways. He surveys all his paths. A wicked person's own crimes will trap him. He will be held fast by the ropes of his sin. He will die from lack of discipline. The magnitude of his folly will make him totter and fall. Proverbs 6. My son, if you have put up security for your friend, if you committed yourself on behalf of another, you have been snared by the words of your mouth, caught by the words of your own mouth. Do this now, my son, and extricate yourself. Since you put yourself in your friend's power, go, humble yourself, and pester your friend. Give your eyes no sleep. Give your eyelids no rest. Break free like a gazelle from the hunter's trap, like a bird from the grip of the fowler. Go to the ant, you lazy bones. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no chief, overseer, or ruler, yet it provides its food in summer and gathers its supplies at harvest time. Lazy bones, how long will you lie there in bed? When will you get up from your sleep? I'll just lie here a bit, rest a little longer, just fold my hands for a little more sleep. And poverty comes marching in on you. Scarcity hits you like an invading soldier. A scoundrel, a vicious man, lives by crooked speech, winking his eyes, shuffling his feet, pointing with his fingers, with deceit in his heart. He is always plotting evil and sowing discord. Therefore, disaster suddenly overcomes him. Unexpectedly, he is broken beyond repair. There are 6 things Adonai hates, 7 which he detests. A haughty look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that plots wicked schemes, feet swift in running to do evil, a false witness who lies with every breath, and him who sows strife among brothers. My son, obey your father's command and don't abandon your mother's teaching. Bind them always on your heart, tie them around your neck. When you walk, they will lead you. When you lie down, they will watch over you. And when you wake up, they will talk with you. For the mitzvah is a lamp, Torah is light, and reproofs that discipline are the way to life. They keep you from an evil woman, from a loose woman's seductive tongue. Don't let your heart lust after her beauty, or allow her glance to captivate you. The price of a whore is a loaf of bread, but the adulteress is hunting for a precious life. Can a man carry fire inside his shirt without burning his clothes? Can a man walk barefoot on hot coals without scorching his feet? So is he who has sex with his neighbor's wife. Anyone touching her will be punished. A thief is not despised if he steals only to satisfy his appetite when hungry. But even he, if caught, must pay it back 7-fold. He may have to give up all the wealth that he owns. He who commits adultery lacks sense. He who does it destroys himself. He will get nothing but blows and contempt, and his disgrace will not be wiped away. For jealousy drives a man into a rage. He will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will not accept compensation. He'll refuse every bribe, no matter how large. The next is Proverbs 7. Hello, everybody. How are you doing this morning? Okay. Excuse my throat. I've been trying to get rid of this cold. My son, keep my words. Store up my commands with you. Obey my commands and live. Guard my teaching like the pupil of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. Call understanding your kinswoman, so that they can keep you from unknown women, from loose women with their seductive talk. For I am at the window of my house, glancing out through the lattice, when I saw among the young men there, among those who don't think for themselves, a young fellow devoid of all sense. He crosses the street near her corner and continues on toward her house. Dusk turns into evening, and finally night, dark and black. Then a woman approaches him, dressed as a prostitute, wily of heart. She's the coarse, impulsive type whose feet don't stay at home. Rather, she stalks the streets and squares, lurking at every street corner. She grabs him, gives him a kiss, and brazen-faced she says to him, I had to offer peace sacrifices, and I fulfill my vows today. This is why I came out to meet you, to look for you. Now I've found you. I've spread quilts on my couch, made of colored Egyptian linen. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come on, let's make love till morning. We'll enjoy making love. My husband isn't at home. He's gone on a long trip. He took a bag of money with him and won't be back till the moon is full. With all her sweet talk, she convinces him, enticing him with her seductive with her seductive words. At once he follows her like an ox on its way to be slaughtered, like a fool to be punished in the stocks, or like a bird rushing into a trap, not knowing its life is at stake, till an arrow pierces its liver. So now, children, listen to me. Pay attention to what I am saying. Don't let your heart turn to her ways. Don't stray onto her paths. For many are those who has struck down dead, numerous those she has killed. Her house is the way to Sheol. It leads down to the halls of death. And that was chapter 7 of Proverbs. Chapter 8. Wisdom is calling. Understanding is raising her voice. On the heights along the road where the paths meet, she is standing. By the gates leading into the city, at the entrances she cries aloud. People, I am calling you, raising my voice to all mankind. You who don't direct your lives, understand caution. As for you, you fools, get some common sense. Listen, I will say worthwhile things. When I speak, my words are right. My mouth says what is true, because my lips detest evil. All the words from my mouth are righteous. Nothing false or crooked is in them. They are all clear to those who understand, and straightforward to those who gain knowledge. Receive my instruction rather than silver, knowledge rather than the finest gold. For wisdom is better than pearls. Nothing you want can compare with her. I, wisdom, live together with caution. I attain knowledge and discretion. The fear of Adonai is hatred of evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil ways, and duplicitous speech. Good advice is mine, and common sense. I am insight, power is mine. By me kings reign, and princes make just laws. By me princes govern, nobles too, and all the earth's rulers. I love those who love me, and those who seek me will find me. Riches and honor are with me, lasting wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, fine gold, my produce better than the finest silver. I follow the course of righteousness along the paths of justice, to endow with wealth those who love me, and fill their treasuries. Adonai made me as the beginning of his way, the first of his ancient works. I am appointed before the world, before the start, before the earth's beginnings. When I was brought forth, there were no ocean depths, depths. Didn't pronounce that very well. No springs brimming with water. I was brought forth before the hills, before the mountains had settled in place. He had not yet made the earth, the fields, or even the earth's first grains of dust. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew the horizon's circle on the deep. When he set the skies above in place. When the fountains of the deep poured forth. When he prescribed boundaries for the sea, so that its water could not transgress his command. When he marked out the foundations of the earth, I was with him as someone he could trust. For now, every day was pure delight, as I played in his presence all the time, playing everywhere on his earth and delighting to be with humankind. Therefore, children, listen to me. Happy are those who keep my ways. Hear instruction and grow wise. Do not refuse it. How happy the person who listens to me, who watches daily at my gates and waits outside my doors. For he who finds me finds life and obtains the favor of Adonai. But he who misses me harms himself. All who hate me love death. Proverbs 9 is next. How's everybody doing this morning? Wisdom has built herself a house. She has carved her 7 pillars. She has prepared her food, spiced her wine, and she has set her table. She has sent out her young girls with invitations. She calls from the heights of the city. Whoever is unsure of himself, turn in here. To someone weak-willed, she says, come and eat my food. Drink the wine I have mixed. Don't stay unsure of yourself, but live. Walk in the way of understanding. He who corrects a scoffer only gets insulted. Reproving a wicked man becomes his blemish. If you reprove a scoffer, he will hate you. If you reprove a wise man, he will love you. Give to a wise man, and he grows still wiser. Teach a righteous man, and he will learn still more. The fear of Adonai is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of holy ones is understanding. For with me your days will be increased. Years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom helps you. But if you scoff, you bear the consequences alone. The foolish woman is coarse. She doesn't think, and she doesn't know a thing. She sits at the door of her house or on a seat at the heights of the city, calling to those who pass by, to those going straight along their ways. Whoever is unsure of himself, turn in here. To someone weak-willed, she says, stolen water is sweet. Food eaten in secret is pleasant. But he doesn't realize that the dead are there, and that those who accept her invitation are in the depths of Sheol. Good morning. Oops. Hi. How are you doing? Is your name Ahan? Proverbs 10. The Proverbs of Shlomo. A wise son is a joy to his father, but a foolish son is a grief to his mother. No good comes from ill-gotten wealth, but righteousness rescues from death. Adonai does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. Idle hands bring poverty, diligent hands bring wealth. A sensible person gathers in summer, but he who sleeps during harvest is an embarrassment. Oh, I see. Somebody commenting. Blessings are for the head of the righteous, but the speech of the wicked is a cover for violence. The memory of the righteous will be for a blessing, but the reputation of the wicked will rot. Wise-hearted people take orders, but a babbling fool will have trouble. He who walks purely walks securely, but he who walks in crooked ways will be found out. He who winks his eye instead of rebuking causes pain, yet a babbling fool will have trouble. The speech of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the speech of the wicked is a cover for violence. Hate stirs up disputes, but love covers all kinds of transgressions. On the lips of the intelligent is found wisdom, but a stick is in store for the back of a fool. Wise people hide their knowledge, but when a fool speaks, ruin is imminent. The wealth of the rich is his fortified city. The ruin of the poor is their poverty. The activity of the righteous is for life. The income of the wicked is for sin. He who observes discipline is on the way to life, but he who ignores correction is making a mistake. He who covers up hate has lips that lie, and anyone who slanders is a fool. When words are many, sin is not lacking. So he who controls his speech is wise. The tongue of the righteous is like pure silver, but the mind of the wicked is worth little. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The blessing of Adonai is what makes people rich, and he doesn't mix sorrow with it. To a fool, vileness is like a game, as is wisdom to a person of discernment. What a fool dreads will overtake him, but the righteous will be given his desire. When the storm has passed, the wicked are gone, but the righteous are firmly established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes is a lazy person to his employer. The fear of Adonai adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. What the righteous hope for will end in joy. What the wicked expect will come to nothing. The way of Adonai is a stronghold to the upright, but ruin to those who do evil. The righteous will never be moved, but the wicked will not remain in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is wanted, but the mouth of the wicked knows deceit. How's everybody doing today? And I will continue reading in just a second. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to do something here real quick in the settings. Okay, Proverbs 11. False scales are an abomination to Adonai, but accurate weights please him. First comes pride, then disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the duplicity of the treacherous destroys them. On the day of wrath, wealth doesn't help, but righteousness rescues from death. The righteousness of the innocent levels their way, but the wickedness of the wicked makes them fall. The righteousness of the upright rescues them, but the treacherous are trapped by their own intrigues. When a wicked man dies, his hope perishes. What he hopes for from evil becomes nothing, or comes to nothing. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and the wicked comes to take his place. With his mouth the hypocrite can ruin his neighbor, but by knowledge the righteous are delivered. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there is joy. By the blessing of the upright, a city is raised up, but the words of the wicked tear it down. He who belittles another lacks good sense, whereas a person of discernment stays silent. A gossip goes around revealing secrets, but a trustworthy person keeps a confidence. Without clever tactics, an army is defeated, and victory comes from much planning. He who guarantees a loan for a stranger will suffer, but refusing to underwrite is safe. A gracious woman obtains honor, aggressive men obtain wealth. A man who is kind does himself good, but the cruel does harm to himself. The profits of the wicked are illusory, but those who sow righteousness gain a true reward. Genuine righteousness leads to life, but the pursuer of evil goes to his own death. The crooked-hearted are an abomination to Adonai, but those sincere in their ways are his delight. Depend on it, the evil will not go unpunished, but the offspring of the righteous will escape. Like a gold ring in the snout of a pig is a beautiful woman who lacks good sense. The righteous desire only good, but what the wicked hope for brings wrath. Some give freely and still get richer, while others are stingy but grow still poorer. The person who blesses others will prosper. He who satisfies others will be satisfied himself. The people will curse him who withholds grain, but if he sells it, blessings will be on his head. He who strives for good obtains favor, but he who searches for evil it comes to him. He who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like sprouting leaves. Those who trouble their families inherit the wind, and the fool becomes slave to the wise. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who is wise wins souls. If the righteous are paid what they deserve here on earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner? Proverbs 12. He who loves knowledge loves discipline, but he who hates correction is a bore. A good man obtains Adonai's favor, but the schemer his condemnation. No one is made secure by wickedness, but the roots of the righteous will never be moved. A capable wife is a crown for her husband, but a shameful one is like rot in his bones. The plans of the righteous are just, but the schemes of the wicked are deceitful. The words of the wicked are a deadly ambush, but the speech of the upright rescues them. Once the wicked are down, it's the end of them, but the house of the upright endures. A person wins praise in keeping with his common sense, but a person with a warped mind is treated with contempt. Better to be despised and have a servant than to boast of one's status but have nothing to eat. A righteous man takes care of his animal, but the wicked, even his compassion is cruel. He who farms his land will have plenty of food, but he who follows futilities has no sense. The wicked covet the loot of evil men, but the root of the righteous gives forth of itself. The wicked is trapped by his own sinful speech, but the righteous finds a way out of trouble. One can be filled with good as the result of one's words, and one gets the reward one's deeds deserve. Fools suppose their way is straight, but the wise pay attention to advice. A fool's anger is known at once, but a cautious person slighted conceals his feelings. He who tells the truth furthers justice, but a false witness furthers deceit. Idle talk can pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise can heal. Truthful words will stand forever, lying speech but a moment. Deceit is in the hearts of those who plot evil, but for those advising peace there is joy. No harm can come to the righteous, but the wicked are overwhelmed with disaster. Lying lips are an abomination to Adonai, but those who deal faithfully are his delight. A cautious person conceals knowledge, but the heart of a fool blurts out folly. The diligent will rule, while the lazy will be put to forced labor. Anxiety in a person's heart weighs him down, but a kind word cheers him up. The righteous guides his friend's way rightly, but the way of the wicked will lead them astray. A lazy man doesn't roast what he hunted, but when a man is diligent, his wealth is precious. In the road of righteousness is life, no death is in its pathway. And then we'll be on to Proverbs 13. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are well. And just a sec, I have to take my medication. A son who heeds his father's discipline is wise, but a scoffer doesn't listen to rebuke. A good man enjoys good as a result of what he says, but the essence of the treacherous is violence. He who guards his mouth preserves his life, but one who talks too much comes to ruin. The lazy person wants but doesn't have. The diligent get their desires filled. A righteous person hates lying, but the wicked is vile and disgraceful. Righteousness protects him whose way is honest, but wickedness brings down the sinner. There are those with nothing who pretend they are rich, also those with great wealth who pretend they are poor. The rich man may have to ransom his life, but a poor man gets no threats. The light of the righteous shines joyfully, but the lamp of the wicked will be extinguished. Insolence produces only strife, but wisdom is found with those who take advice. Wealth gotten by worthless means dwindles away, but he who amasses it by hard work will increase it. Kitten. Sorry. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but desire fulfilled is a tree of life. He who despises a word will suffer for it, but he who respects a command will be rewarded. The teaching of a wise man is a fountain of life, enabling one to avoid deadly traps. Good common sense produces grace, but the way of the treacherous is rough. Every cautious person acts with knowledge, but a fool parades his folly. A wicked messenger falls into evil, but a faithful envoy brings healing. Poverty and shame are for him who won't be taught, but he who heeds reproof will be honored. Desire fulfilled is sweet to the soul, but turning away from evil is abhorrent to fools. He who walks with the wise will become wise, but the companion of fools will suffer. Evil pursues sinners, but prosperity will reward the righteous. A good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren, but the wealth of a sinner is stored up for the righteous. The fields of the poor may yield much food, but some are swept away because of injustice. He who fails to use a stick hates his son, but he who loves him is careful to discipline him. The righteous person eats his fill, but the belly of the wicked is empty. And that was Proverbs chapter 13. How are you guys doing this morning? I have a bit of a cold, so I hope I don't sound too raspy. Every wise woman builds up her home, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. A person with upright conduct fears Adonai, but a person who is devious scorns him. From the mouth of a fool sprouts pride, but the lips of the wise protect them. Where there are no oxen, the stalls are clean, but much is produced by the strength of an ox. An honest witness will not lie, but a false witness lies with every breath. A scoffer seeks wisdom in vain, but knowledge comes easily to someone with discernment. Keep clear of a fool, for you won't hear a sensible word from him. The wisdom of the cautious makes him know where he is going, but the folly of fools misleads them. Guilt offerings make a mockery of fools, but among the upright there is goodwill. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger can share its joy. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There can be a way which seems right to a person, but at its end are the ways of death. Even in laughter the heart can be sad, and joy may end in sorrow. A backslider is filled up with his own ways, but a good person gets satisfaction from himself. One who doesn't think believes every word, but the cautious understands his steps. A wise person fears and turns away from evil, but a fool is reckless and overconfident. He who is quick-tempered does stupid things, and one who does vile things is hated. Thoughtless people inherit folly, but the cautious are crowned with knowledge. The evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The poor are disliked even by their peers, and the rich have many friends. He who despises his fellow sins, but he who shows compassion to the humble is happy. Won't those who plot evil go astray? But grace and truth are for those who plan good. In all work there is profit, but mere talk produces only poverty. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the folly of fools is just that, folly. A truthful witness saves lives, but a liar misdirects judgment. In the fear of Adonai is powerful security. For his children there will be a place of refuge. The fear of Adonai is a fountain of life, enabling one to avoid deadly traps. A king's glory lies in having many subjects. If the prince's people are few, it is his ruin. Being slow to anger goes with great understanding. Being quick-tempered makes folly still worse. A tranquil mind gives health to the body, but envy rots the bones. The oppressor of the poor insults his maker, but he who is kind to the needy honors him. The wicked are brought down by their wrongdoing, but the righteous can be confident even at death. Wisdom is at rest in a person with discernment, but in fools it has to call attention to itself. Righteousness makes a nation great, but sin degrades any people. A king shows favor to a servant with good sense, but his wrath strikes one who shames him. And then we will be on to chapter 15. Gonna have a drink. Gotta wet the whistle here. Oh, it looks like I'm having some issues with my speed. Let me see. Okay, hopefully that will fix it. A gentle response deflects fury, but a harsh word makes tempers rise. The tongue of the wise presents knowledge well, but the mouth of a fool spews out folly. The eyes of Adonai are everywhere, watching the evil and the good. A soothing tongue is a tree of life, but when it twists things, it breaks the spirit. A fool despises his father's discipline, but he who heeds warnings is prudent. The home of the righteous is a storehouse of treasure, but the earnings of the wicked bring trouble. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, not so the hearts of fools. Adonai detests the sacrifices of the wicked, but delights in the prayers of the upright. Adonai detests the way of the wicked, but loves anyone who pursues righteousness. Discipline is severe for one who leaves the way, and whoever can't stand correction will die. Sheol and Abaddon lie open to Adonai, so how much more people's hearts? A scorner does not like being corrected. He won't go to the wise for advice. A glad heart makes a face happy, but heartache breaks the spirit. The mind of a person with discernment seeks knowledge, but the mouth of a fool feeds on folly. For the poor every day is hard, but the good-hearted have a perpetual feast. Better little with the fear of Adonai than great wealth coupled with worry. Better a vegetable dinner with love than a stall-fattened ox with hate. Hot-tempered people stir up strife, but patient people quiet quarrels. The lazy person's way seems overgrown by thorns, but the path of the upright is a level highway. A wise son is a joy to his father, and only a fool despises his mother. Folly appeals to one who lacks sense, but a person of discernment goes straight ahead. Without deliberation, plans go wrong, but with many advisers they succeed. People take pleasure in anything they say, but a word at the right time, how good it is. For the prudent, the path of life goes upward, thus he avoids Sheol below. Adonai will pull down the houses of the proud, but preserves intact the widow's boundaries. Adonai detests plans to do evil, but kind words are pure. The greedy for gain brings trouble to his home, but he who hates bribes will live. The mind of the righteous thinks before speaking, but the mouth of the wicked spews out evil stuff. Adonai is far from the wicked, but he listens to the prayer of the righteous. A cheerful glance brings joy to the heart, and good news invigorates the bones. He who heeds life-giving correction will be at home in the company of the wise. He who spurns discipline detests himself, but he who listens to correction grows in understanding. The discipline of wisdom is fear of Adonai, so before being honored, a person must be humble. And that was chapter 15 of Proverbs. How are you doing this morning? And this is chapter 16 of Proverbs. A person is responsible to prepare his heart, but how the tongue speaks is from Adonai. All a man's ways are pure in his own view, but Adonai weighs the spirit. If you entrust all you do to Adonai, your plans will achieve success. Adonai made everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of disaster. Adonai detests all those with proud hearts. Be assured that they will not go unpunished. Grace and truth atone for iniquity, and people turn from evil through fear of Adonai. When a man's ways please Adonai, he makes even the man's enemies be at peace with him. Better a little with righteousness than a huge income with injustice. A person may plan his path, but Adonai directs his steps. Divine inspiration is on the lips of the king, so his mouth must be faithful when he judges. The balance and scales of justice have their origin in Adonai, for the weights in the bag are his doing. It is an abomination for a king to do evil, for the throne is made secure by righteousness. The king should delight in righteous lips, and he should love someone who speaks what is right. The king's anger is a herald of death, and one who is wise will appease it. When the king's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like the clouds that bring spring rain. How much better than gold it is to gain wisdom. Yes, rather than money, choose to gain understanding. Avoiding evil is the highway of the upright. He who watches his step preserves his life. Pride goes before destruction, and arrogance before failure. Better to be humble among the poor than share the spoil with the proud. He who has skill in a matter will succeed. He who trusts in Adonai will be happy. A wise-hearted person is said to have discernment, and sweetness of speech adds to learning. Common sense is a fountain of life to one who has it, whereas fools are punished by their own folly. The wise man's heart teaches his mouth, and to his lips it adds learning. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweet to the taste and healing to the body. There can be a way which seems right to a person, but at its end are the ways of death. A working man's appetite acts on his behalf, because his hunger presses him on. A worthless person digs up evil, gossip. It is like scorching fire on his lips. A deceitful person stirs up strife, and a slanderer can separate even close friends. A violent man lures his neighbor astray and leads him into evil ways. One who winks knowingly is planning deceit. One who pinches his lips together has already done wrong. White hair is a crown of honor obtained by righteous living. He who controls his temper is better than a war hero. He who rules his spirit better than he who captures a city. One can cast lots into one's lap, but the decision comes from Adonai. Sorry. How are you doing this morning? I see a few people in here. Are y'all just getting up or up late? I guess it's closer to being more when people are getting up early. Okay. So we are on chapter 17 of Proverbs. And I'm reading from the Complete Jewish Bible, which is new to me as of last night. Better a dry piece of bread with calm than a house full of food but also full of strife. An intelligent slave will rule a shameful son and share the inheritance with the brothers. The crucible tests silver and the furnace tests gold, but the one who tests hearts is Adonai. An evildoer heeds wicked lips. A liar listens to destructive talk. He who mocks the poor insults his maker. He who rejoices at calamity will not go unpunished. Grandchildren are the crown of the aged, while the glory of children is their ancestors. Fine speech is unbecoming to a boor, and even less lying lips to a leader. A bribe works like a charm in the view of him who gives it. Wherever it turns, it succeeds. He who conceals an offense promotes love, but he who harps on it can separate even close friends. A rebuke makes more impression on a person of understanding than 100 blows on a fool. An evil person seeks only rebellion, but a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Rather meet a bear robbed of its cubs than encounter a fool in his folly. Evil will not depart from the house of him who returns evil for good. Starting a fight is like letting water through a dike. Better stop the quarrel before it gets worse. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous, both alike are an abomination to Adonai. Why would a fool wish to pay for wisdom when he has no desire to learn? A friend shows his friendship at all times. It is for adversity that such a brother is born. He who gives his hand to guarantee a loan for his neighbor lacks good sense. Those who love quarreling love giving offense. Those who make their gates tall are courting disaster. A crooked-hearted person will find nothing good, and the perverse of speech will end in calamity. He who fathers a fool does so to his sorrow, and the father of a boor has no joy. A happy heart is good medicine, but low spirits sap one's strength. For under a cloak a bad man takes a bribe to pervert the course of justice. The discerning person focuses on wisdom there before him, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. A son who is a fool means anger for his father and bitterness for the mother who gave him birth. To punish the innocent is not right, likewise to flog noble people for their uprightness. A knowledgeable person controls his tongue, a discerning person controls his temper. Even a fool, if he stays silent, is thought wise. He who keeps his mouth shut can pass for smart. Next will be Proverbs chapter 18. He who separates himself indulges his desires and shows contempt for sound advice of any kind. A fool takes no pleasure in trying to understand. He only wants to express his own opinion. When a wicked person comes, contempt comes too, and with disdain, provocation. The words of a man's mouth are deep water, a gushing torrent, a fountain of wisdom. It is not good to be partial to the guilty, and thus deprive the innocent of justice. A fool's words get him into fights. Yes, his mouth calls out for a beating. A fool's mouth is his ruin. His words are a trap for him. A slanderer's words are tasty morsels. They slide right down into the belly. Whoever is lazy in doing his work is brother to the destroyer. The name of Adonai is a strong tower. A righteous person runs to it and is raised high above danger. The wealth of the rich is his fortified city, like a high wall in his own imagination. Before being ruined, a person's heart is proud. Before being honored, a person must be humble. To answer someone before hearing him out is both stupid and embarrassing. That cracks me up. A person's spirit can sustain him when ill, but a crushed spirit, who can bear it? The mind of a person with discernment gets knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. A person's gift clears his way and gives him access to the great. The first to state his case seems right till the other one comes and cross-examines. Casting lots puts an end to strife and separates powerful disputants. It is harder to win an offended brother than a strong city. Wow. Brothers, I must be thinking of my own kids. It is harder to win an offended brother than a strong city. Their fights are like the bars of a fortress. A person's belly will be filled with the fruit of his mouth. With what his lips produce, he will be filled. The tongue has power over life and death. Those who indulge it must eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds a great good. He has won the favor of Adonai. The poor man speaks beseechingly. The rich man's answer is blunt. Some friends pretend to be friends, but a true friend sticks closer than a brother. And then we'll be on to chapter 19. to fix some settings here real quick. Actually, oh goodness. Okay, and we will be on to Proverbs 19. Better to be poor and live one's life uprightly than engage in crooked speech, for such a one is a fool. To act without knowing how you function is not good, and if you rush ahead, you will miss your goal. Hey, baby. Hello. A person's own folly is what ruins his way, but he rages in his heart against Adonai. Wealth brings in many friends, but the poor man loses the one friend he has. A false witness will not go unpunished. Whoever breathes out lies will not escape. Many ask favors of a generous person. To a giver of gifts, everyone is a friend. A poor man's relatives all hate him. Even more, his friends stay away from him. He may pursue them with entreaties, but they aren't there to be found. To acquire good sense is to love oneself. To treasure discernment is to prosper. A false witness will not go unpunished. Whoever breathes out lies will perish. It isn't fitting for a fool to live in luxury, and even less for a slave to govern princes. People with good sense are slow to anger, and it is their glory to overlook an offense. A king's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A son who is a fool is his father's ruin, and a nagging wife is like a leak that keeps dripping. A house and wealth are inherited from ancestors, but a sensible wife is from Adonai. Laziness makes people fall asleep, and an idle person will go hungry. He who keeps a mitzvah keeps himself safe, but he who doesn't care how he lives will die. He who is kind to the poor is lending to Adonai, and he will repay him for his good deed. Discipline your child while there is hope, but don't get so angry that you kill him. A violent-tempered person will be punished. If you try to save him from it, you make things worse. Listen to advice and accept discipline, so that in the end you will be wise. One can devise many plans in one's mind, but Adonai's plan will prevail. A man's lust is his shame, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of Adonai leads to life. One who has it is satisfied and rests untouched by evil. The lazy person buries his hand in the dish, but doesn't even bother to bring it to his mouth. If you strike a scorner, the simple will learn to act wisely. If you reprove the intelligent, he will understand what you mean. One who mistreats his father and evicts his mother is a son who brings them shame and disgrace. My son, if you stop heeding discipline, you will stray from the principles of knowledge. A worthless witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked swallows wrongdoing. Judgments are in store for scorners, and blows for the backs of fools. Sorry about that. And Proverbs 20. How's everybody doing this morning? Oh, looks like my bit rate is low again. I just keep hopping from one to the other, and it eventually works for a while. Okay. This is Proverbs 20, again in the Complete Jewish Bible. I just discovered this last night. Some of the wording is kind of funny. Wine is a mocker, strong liquor a rowdy. Anyone led astray by it is unwise.
It's fine. It's just...
Okay. The dread of a king is like when a lion roars. He who makes him angry commits a life-threatening sin. Avoiding quarrels brings a person honor, for any fool can explode in anger. A lazy person won't plow in winter, so at harvest time when he looks there is nothing. The heart's real intentions are like deep water, but a person with discernment draws them out. Most people announce that they show kindness, but who can find someone faithful enough to do it? The righteous live a life of integrity. Happy are their children after them. The king seated on his judgment throne can winnow out all evil with his glance. Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am cleansed from my sin? False weights and false measures, Adonai detests them both. The character of even a child is known by how he acts, by whether his deeds are pure and right. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, Adonai made them both. If you love sleep, you will become poor. Keep your eyes open, and you'll have plenty of food. Really bad stuff, says the buyer to the seller. Then he goes off and brags about his bargain. A person may have gold and a wealth of pearls, but lips informed by knowledge are a precious jewel. Seize his clothes because he guaranteed a stranger's loan. Take them as security for that unknown woman. Food obtained by fraud may taste good, but later the mouth is full of gravel. After consultation, plans succeed, so take wise advice when waging war. A gossip goes around revealing secrets, so don't get involved with a talkative person. Whoever curses his father or mother, his lamp will go out in total darkness. Possessions acquired quickly at first will not be blessed in the end. Don't say, I'll pay you back evil for evil. Wait for Adonai to save you. Adonai detests a double standard in weights, and false scales are not good. A man's steps are ordered by Adonai, so how can a person understand his own ways? It is a snare to dedicate a gift to God rashly, and reflect on the vows only afterwards. Hey, calm down, get in. A wise king winnows the wicked from the righteous and threshes them under the cartwheel. The human spirit is a lamp of Adonai. It searches one's inmost being. Grace and truth preserve a king. With grace he upholds his throne. The pride of the young is their strength. The dignity of the old is gray hair. Blows that wound purge away evil. Yes, beatings cleanse one's inmost being. Now, Proverbs 21. The king's heart in Adonai's hand is like streams of water. He directs it wherever he pleases. All a person's ways are right in his own view, but Adonai weighs the heart. To do what is right and just is more pleasing to Adonai than sacrifice. Haughty looks, a proud heart, what the wicked plow is sin. The plans of the diligent lead only to abundance, but all who rush in arrive only at want. A fortune gained by a lying tongue is vapor dispersed by seekers of death. The violence of the wicked will sweep them away because they refuse to act justly. A criminal's conduct is crooked, but the work of the pure is right. It is better to live on a corner of the roof than to share the house with a nagging wife. The wicked is set on evil. He doesn't pity even his neighbor. When a scorner is punished, the simple become wiser, and when the wise is instructed, he takes hold of knowledge. The righteous one observes the house of the wicked. He overthrows the wicked to their ruin. Whoever stops up his ears at the cry of the poor will himself cry, but not be answered. A secret gift allays anger, and a bribe under the cloak the strongest fury. Acting justly is a joy for the righteous, but it terrifies evildoers. The person who strays from the way of common sense will come to rest in the company of the dead. Pleasure lovers will suffer want. He who loves wine and oil won't get rich. The wicked serve as a ransom for the righteous, and likewise the perfidious for the upright. It is better to live in the desert than with a nagging, irritable wife. Makes you wonder if maybe the writer had a nagging wife, because it's mentioned several times here. In the home of the wise are fine treasures and oil, but a fool quickly devours it. He who pursues righteousness and kindness finds life, prosperity, and honor. A wise man can go up into a city of warriors and undermine the strength in which it trusts. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. Scoffer is what you call a proud, insolent person who acts with overweening conceit. A lazy man's craving will kill him because his hands refuse to work. He covets greedily all day long, but a righteous person gives without holding back. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with vile motives? A lying witness is doomed, but one who heard what was said will testify successfully. A wicked man puts on a bold face, whereas the upright prepares his ways. No wisdom, discernment, or counsel succeeds against Adonai. A horse may be prepared for the day of battle, but victory comes from Adonai. Okay, and we're on to 22. Here in just a second, I'm going to have a drink. How's everybody doing this morning? Okay. Again, I'm having to edit the settings. Here we go. That should fix it. Rather than wealth, choose a good reputation, esteem over silver and gold. Rich and poor have this in common. Adonai made them both. The clever see trouble coming and hide. The simple go on and pay the penalty. The reward for humility is fear of Adonai, along with wealth, honor, and life. Thorns and snares beset the way of the stubborn. He who values his life keeps his distance from them. Train a child in the way he should go, and even when old, he will not swerve from it. The rich rule the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. He who sows injustice reaps trouble, and the rod of his angry outburst will fail. He who is generous is blessed, because he shares his food with the poor. Throw the scoffer out, and quarreling goes too. Strife and insults cease. He who loves the pure-hearted and is gracious in speech will have the king as his friend. The eyes of Adonai protect the man with knowledge, but he overturns the plans of a traitor. A lazy man says, "There's a lion outside. I'll be killed if I go out in the street." The mouth of an adulteress is a deep pit. The man with whom Adonai is angry falls into it. Doing wrong is firmly tied to the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far away from him. Both oppressing the poor to enrich oneself and giving to the rich yield only loss. Pay attention and listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my knowledge, for it is pleasant to keep them deep within you. Have all of them ready on your lips. I want your trust to be in Adonai. This is why I'm instructing you about them today. I have written you worthwhile things, full of good counsel and knowledge, so you will know that these things are certainly true, and bring back true sayings to him who sent you. Don't exploit the helpless because they are helpless, and don't crush the poor in court, for Adonai will plead their case for them, and withhold life from those who defraud them. Don't associate with an angry man. Make no hot-tempered man your companion. If you do, you may learn his ways and find yourself caught in a trap. Don't be one of those who give pledges, guaranteeing loans made to others. For if you don't have the wherewithal to pay, they will take your bed away from underneath you. Don't move the ancient boundary stone set up by your ancestors. Do you see a man skilled at his work? He will serve kings, not obscure people. Okay. And then we will be on to Proverbs 23. When you sit down to dine with a ruler, think carefully about who is before you. If you have a big appetite, put a knife to your throat. Don't be greedy for his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Don't exhaust yourself in pursuit of wealth. Be smart enough to desist. If you make your eyes rush at it, it's no longer there. For wealth will surely grow wings, like an eagle flying off to the sky. Don't eat the food of a stingy man. Don't be greedy for his delicacies. For he is like someone who keeps accounts. Eat, drink, he says to you, but he doesn't really mean it. The little you eat will vomit up, and your compliments will have been wasted. Don't speak in the ears of a fool, for he will only despise the common sense in your words. Don't move the ancient boundary stone or encroach on the land of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong. He will take up their fight against you. Apply your mind to discipline and your ears to words of knowledge. Don't withhold discipline from a child. If you beat him with a stick, he won't die. If you beat him with a stick, you will save him from Sheol. My son, if your heart is wise, then my own heart too is glad. My inmost being rejoices when your lips say what is right. Don't envy sinners, but follow the example of those who always fear God, for then you will have a future. What you hope for will not be cut off. You, my son, listen. Be wise and set your mind on the right way. Don't be one of those who guzzle wine, or of those who eat meat to excess. For both drunkard and glutton will become poor. Drowsiness will clothe them with rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and don't despise your mother when she gets old. Buy the truth, don't sell it. Also wisdom, discipline, and discernment. A righteous person's father will be filled with joy. Yes, he whose son is wise will rejoice in him. So let your father and mother be glad. Let her who gave you birth rejoice. My son, give me your heart. Let your eyes observe my ways. A prostitute is a deep ditch, and a forbidden woman like a narrow well. She lies in wait to snatch her prey and adds to the number of faithless men. Who has misery? Who has regret? Who fights and complains all the time? Who gets bruised for no good reason? Who has bloodshot eyes? Those who spend their time over wine, those always trying to out mixed drinks. Don't gaze at the red wine as it gives its color to the cup. It may glide down smoothly now, but in the end it bites like a serpent. Yes, it strikes like a poisonous snake. Your eyes will see peculiar things. Your mind will utter nonsense. You will feel as if lying on the waves of the sea or sprawled on top of the mast. Ain't that the truth? They hit me, but I didn't feel it. They beat me up, and I didn't even know it. When will I wake up? I'll go get another drink. Proverbs 24. This is an interesting rendition. Okay. And I think this will probably be my closing chapter. Don't be envious of evil people and don't desire to be with them, for their minds are occupied with violence and their lips speak of making trouble. By wisdom a house is built, by understanding it is made secure, and by knowledge its rooms are filled with all kinds of costly and pleasant possessions. A wise man is strong, yes, a man of knowledge grows in strength. For with clever strategy you wage your war, and victory comes from having many advisers. Wisdom is too lofty for a fool. He keeps his mouth shut at the city gate. He who plans to do evil, people call a schemer. The evil plans of the foolish are sin, and people detest a scorner. If you slack off on a day of distress, your strength is small indeed. Yes, rescue those being dragged off to death. Won't you save those about to be killed? If you say, who knew nothing about it? Won't he who weighs hearts discern it? Yes, he who guards you will know it and repay each one as his deeds deserve. My son, eat honey, for it is good. Honeycomb drippings are sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is similarly sweet to your soul. If you find it, then you will have a future. What you hope for will not be cut off. Don't lurk like an outlaw near the home of the righteous. Don't raid the place where he lives. For though he falls 7 times, he will get up again. It's the wicked who fail under stress. Don't rejoice when your enemy falls. Don't let your heart be glad when he stumbles. For Adonai might see it, and it would displease him. He might withdraw his anger from your foe. Don't get upset because of evildoers. Don't be envious of the wicked, for the evil person has no future, and the lamp of the wicked will go out. My son, don't get involved with revolutionaries, but fear Adonai and the king. For disaster from them will suddenly appear, and who knows what ruin they both can cause. These also are sayings of the wise. Showing partiality and judgment is not good. He who tells the guilty, you are innocent, will be cursed by peoples, reviled by nations, but with those who condemned him, things will go well, and a good blessing will come upon them. Giving an honest answer is like giving a kiss. Prepare your outside work and get things ready for yourself on the land. After that, build your house. Don't be a witness against your neighbor for no reason. Would you use your lips to deceive? Don't say, I'll do to him what he did to me. I'll pay him back what his deeds deserve. I passed by the field of the lazy man and the vineyard of the man lacking sense. There it was, overgrown with thistles. The ground was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. I looked and I thought about it. I saw and learned this lesson. I'll just lie here a bit, rest a little longer, just fold my hands for a little more sleep. And poverty comes marching in on you. Scarcity hits you like an invading soldier. And that was chapters 1 through 24 of Proverbs in the Complete Jewish Bible. Oh, hey, Tarina. I didn't see you come in. I don't know if it just happened or... I'm just about to sign off. I read Proverbs chapters 1 through 24 in the Complete Jewish Bible. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. God bless. Man, I gotta pee. Gotta pee.